She was a young woman with a bright future, a curious mind, and a wanderlust spirit. She wanted to explore the world, to experience new cultures, to meet new people. She embarked on a solo trip across the US, documenting her adventures on her blog and social media. She checked into a hotel in downtown Los Angeles, expecting to enjoy the city's sights and sounds. She never checked out. Her body was found in a water tank on the hotel's roof, 19 days after she vanished. Her death was ruled an accident, but the circumstances surrounding it were anything but ordinary. This is the story of Elisa Lam, a mystery that continues to captivate and perplex the world. Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old Canadian student of Chinese descent who studied at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver. She had a history of bipolar disorder and depression, for which she took medication. She also had a passion for travel and writing, and maintained a blog called Ether Fields, where she shared her thoughts and feelings on various topics, including her mental health struggles. In January 2013, she decided to take a break from school and go on a solo trip across the US, which she called her West Coast Tour. She planned to visit San Diego, Los Angeles, Santa Cruz, and San Francisco using public transportation and staying in cheap hotels and hostels. She kept in touch with her parents every day and posted updates and photos on her blog and social media accounts. On January 26, 2013, she arrived in Los Angeles and checked into the Cecil Hotel, a budget hotel located in the Skid Row area of downtown LA. The hotel had a notorious reputation for being the site of numerous murders, suicides, and crimes, as well as the temporary residence of serial killers such as Richard Ramirez and Jack Unterweger. The hotel had recently been rebranded as Stay on Main, a hip and trendy hostel, but it still retained its dark and eerie atmosphere. Elisa booked a shared room with 3 other female guests, but after 2 days, she was moved to a private room due to complaints of her odd behavior. On January 31, 2013, Elisa was last seen alive by a hotel employee who delivered a package to her room. She was supposed to check out that day and travel to Santa Cruz, but she never did. Her parents, who had not heard from her that day, became worried and contacted the Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, to report her missing. The police searched the hotel, but did not find any trace of her. They also did not have any probable cause to search the hotel's roof, where the water tanks were located. The hotel staff and guests were questioned, but no one reported seeing or hearing anything suspicious. The police also reviewed the hotel's security footage, but did not find anything useful except for one video that would later become the key piece of evidence in the case. On February 13, 2013, the LAPD released the video to the public, hoping that someone would recognize Elisa or provide some clues to her whereabouts. The video, which was recorded by a surveillance camera in one of the hotel's elevators on the day of her disappearance, showed Elisa behaving erratically and strangely. The video, which was about 4 minutes long, showed Elisa entering the elevator and pressing several buttons. She then stepped out of the elevator and looked around the hallway, as if she was hiding or looking for someone. She then stepped back into the elevator and pressed more buttons, but the elevator doors did not close. She then stepped out again and leaned against the wall before moving to the corner of the hallway. She then appeared to be talking or gesturing to someone unseen before walking away from the elevator. The elevator doors then closed and opened several times before the video ended. The video went viral on the internet and sparked a frenzy of speculation and theories. Many people found the video disturbing and creepy and wondered what was wrong with Elisa and who she was talking to. Some people suggested that she was under the influence of drugs or alcohol, or that she was having a psychotic episode due to her bipolar disorder. Some people also suggested that she was playing the elevator game, a paranormal game that involves pressing a series of buttons in an elevator to access another dimension. Some people even suggested that she was possessed by a demonic or supernatural force, or that she was the victim of a murder or a conspiracy. The video also drew attention to the hotel's history and reputation and the similarities between Elisa's case and the 2002 horror film Dark Water, which featured a young woman who died in a water tank on the roof of a haunted hotel. On February 19, 2013, the mystery of Elisa's disappearance was finally solved, but not in a way that anyone expected. The hotel guests had been complaining of low water pressure, discolored water, and a foul taste and smell in the tap water. a hotel maintenance worker went to the roof to check the water tanks and made a horrifying discovery. He found Elisa's naked body floating in one of the tanks, along with her clothes and personal belongings. The police were called, and the body was removed from the tank and taken to the coroner's office. The hotel was also put under a health hazard advisory, and the guests were advised to avoid using the water. The discovery of Elisa's body raised more questions than answers. How did she get into the water tank, which was locked and secured by a heavy lid? How did she bypass the hotel's security and alarms and access the roof, which was restricted to guests and staff? How did she die, and how long was she in the water? Was she alone, or was someone else involved? The police and the coroner conducted a thorough investigation, but did not find any conclusive evidence or answers. The autopsy report, which was released in June 2013, ruled Elisa's death as an accidental drowning, with bipolar disorder as a significant contributing factor. The toxicology report, which was limited by the decomposition of the body, did not find any traces of drugs or alcohol in her system, except for her prescribed medication. There was no evidence of physical trauma, sexual assault, or foul play. The police and the coroner concluded that Elisa had somehow gotten into the water tank by herself, possibly due to a manic episode or a psychotic break, and had drowned. They closed the case and deemed it a tragic accident. However, not everyone was satisfied or convinced by the official explanation. Many people still believed that there was more to the story, and that there were inconsistencies and gaps in the evidence and the logic. Some people pointed out that the water tank was difficult to access and open, even for a hotel employee, and that Elisa would have needed a ladder, a key, and a lot of strength and determination to get into it. Some people also pointed out that the elevator video was tampered with, as it had been edited and slowed down, and that some parts were missing or blurred. Some people also pointed out that the hotel had a history of covering up crimes and scandals, and that the police and the coroner were incompetent or corrupt. Some people also pointed out that there were other factors and clues that were overlooked or ignored, such as the tuberculosis outbreak in Skid Row that coincided with Elisa's disappearance, and the strange coincidence that there was a tuberculosis test named Lam Elisa. Some people also pointed out that there were other suspects and persons of interest that were not investigated or questioned, such as the hotel staff, the other guests, the web sleuths, and the mysterious man who delivered a package to Elisa's room. The case of Elisa Lam remains a mystery that haunts the world. It is a case that challenges the boundaries between reality and fiction, between rationality and irrationality, between coincidence and conspiracy. It is a case that fascinates and frustrates, that intrigues and terrifies, that inspires and haunts. It is a case that has been retold and reimagined in various forms of media and art, such as documentaries, podcasts, books, films, and songs. It is a case that has sparked a cult following and a subculture, that has attracted millions of views and comments, that has generated countless theories and debates. It is a case that has not been forgotten or resolved, and that continues to captivate and perplex the world.